Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Marley and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Marley's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar. That is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Marley will probably come home with more than one training collar so that you have one for inside and one for when you're walking her. Now she is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is nothing more than proper leash manners or leash walking, and the command is Marley, heel.
Marley, heel.
Now at this point, Marley has a job to do, and that is to walk nicely next to your left side, not forging ahead, not dragging you down the street, but walking like a lady. And each time that you stop your feet, she's been taught to sit and wait for her next command. So now you should be able to take your girl for a walk, and each time that you stop, whether it's to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, she should sit nicely at your left and wait for her next command. And you'll see Rich giving her a little pat for praise, or talking to her, telling her good girl, as he's walking with her to keep her motivated and focused and paying attention. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the sit stay. It's a hand under voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. Your sit stay, when you're practicing at home, you can practice indoors as well as outdoors. You're going to start out at about 45 seconds, and you're going to slowly over the next couple months work up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her. She remains seated until he gets back to her shoulders where they started, and he gives her another command. Nice heeling, nice automatic sits. She looks up at Rich for direction. If she gets a little fresh, he tells her no, gives that little correction that we talked about in the beginning. He can readjust his training collar. And they go back to heeling, so don't get flustered if she tries to test you or give you a hard time, because we're going to be showing you tomorrow how to handle that.
Stay.
And she can still be a little fresh. Now this time Rich is going to call her, and this is the come on command. It's Marley, come, and she should come and sit. So it's always 4 on the floor at all times. Now she laid down, which is not the end of the world as long as she's under control. She's not mugging you, she's not hurting you. You don't have scars all over your arms from her mouthing you. Then laying down on a sit is kind of minor.
Stay.
Rich leaves her in another sit stay. And then he will demonstrate that come on command again. It's Marley, come. And then she should come and sit and look up at you, wait for her next command. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your series of down commands. These are important, probably the most used commands besides heeling. So you have her seated at your left first. You're going to take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay, again, you can practice right in your living room. You don't have to go outside and make it a big chore. Practice right inside where it's comfortable. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her, and again, she remains lying there until he gives her the next command. And he heals her out of that, and he'll show it to you one more time. Left open palm straight down toward the ground. The one word command to down and stay. And you're going to work this command up to 5 minutes. And he can either return to her or he can call her. This time he chose to call her in. And then she goes back to heal. And the very last command that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. This is a little bit harder command because you're not right next to her.
Stay.
He leaves her in a sit stay. He turns to face her. This is the only time that you use your right hand to give the command. And she laid right down. That was perfect. And you're going to lengthen out your distance with that command as well. Now, we have demonstrated for you all of Marley's formal on-leash sort of beginner obedience. If you need us, please call us. We're always going to be here for you. She's been a wonderful student and guest, and we've enjoyed having her. We're going to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company, and we will see you very soon.